nose issues today.
I know. Nose issues.
Uh-huh.
Bloody
Nose
boogers
issues.
in Colorado.
Yeah. Oh, it's recording.
Yep, we're recording now.
Okay.
Just in case we wanted to add that in there.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, you guys.
Yeti Legs.
And Basecamp.
And we are here to continue our story of the PCT. I know we've done a Q&A and several Fire Chat episodes lately, so trying to keep some continuity alive here and continue on with our story. We have an episode recorded of our first day.
Yeah, so go back and listen to that if you want it in linear.
Yeah. And also a shout out to everyone listening to our podcast.
Yes. So we can like track kind of semi where people are from if you registered in your country, which is really cool for us because we met so many people on the trail. So we are curious who is listening to our podcast, whether we know you, whether we don't. And we're going to add inside of this episode a comment section of who are you and what's your name and where are you from. So we're going to guess some of the people we think are listening to it.
So on our countries of listeners, we have the US, the UK, we have Serbia, Belgium, Ecuador, Brazil,
South Africa,
and New Zealand.
I don't know if we have New Zealand. We might, but I don't.
It was New Zealand or Australia. It was one of those two.
It was Australia because I thought Tap in 17 might maybe.
Australia.
So in the US, who we think is listening to it, in our hiker world, we think it's Tumbleweed for sure.
Tumbleweed, ROY G BIV,
ROY G,
Deuces.
Maybe Optimus. Are you listening, Optimus?
We're not
sure. Razor.
Six pack.
Maybe Crush and Yukon and Songbird. Azul. Are you listening to it?
Magnet.
Maybe Magnet.
I don't know. They're hiking the ACT. Azul and Magnet right now.
I mean, it'd be fun to listen to while you're hiking. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then is there anyone else? Aunt Debbie. I think you're listening to it.
Tia Debbie.
Amber.
Maybe.
I think is listening to it.
Yeah.
Is your mom listening to it?
I don't know. Maybe. And then the UK, we definitely know Kappa.
We know you're listening to it.
And what about
maybe Sketch and Treebeard?
Let
us know.
We'd love to know.
Yeah. And then
Serbia.
Big Marmot. Shout out, man. We miss you.
Literally the only Serbian that we know.
I saw Serbia pop out. I was like, oh, I think Big Marmot might be listening.
Yeah.
And then maybe 17 and Tap from Australia, but maybe not. We're not sure.
In South Africa.
I have no idea.
Is that where Wakanda is? I think. I don't know where Wakanda actually is.
Where does Wakanda live?
I don't know. It's hidden.
It's hidden
somewhere. It's behind their cool barrier.
Somewhere in Africa.
What about Belgium? It has to be Build-A-Bear.
Oh, Build-A-Bear. Belgium. Yes.
Yeah.
So we're pretty sure that's Build-A-Bear.
We don't see Germany, so
Jedi. Are you listening?
What the hell?
Are you there? Come on, Jedi.
Knock.
Anyway, so yes, please give us a shout out on our comments underneath. Like you can scroll down on the page of wherever you're listening, and there should be a comment section where we'll ask, who are you and where do you live or where are you from?
And even if you're not a hiker, we still want to know.
Yes, we want to know who's listening. And because you guys, thank you so much for listening. We've seen our audience grow significantly in the last couple weeks. So
I guess that's how it works. The more content you put out, the more listeners you get.
I guess so. Oh, and Tahoe Dynamite.
Yeah.
She's like one of our biggest listeners. It's so great.
She's the contributor to all the questions we've received so far.
It's so wonderful. She has even utilized our email.
She has.
Thank you. We really love that.
Yes, we have an email if you didn't know that. It's YetiWalksIntoBasecamp@gmail.com.
Which we should do we have that in our show notes?
I believe so.
If we don't, we'll definitely add it. So all you have to do is just click to email us if you have any questions or any comments or any hey, I'd love to hear about this inside of your podcast.
We'll make that happen.
Yeah. We got a lot of fun things that we're thinking and dreaming into. So
yeah.
Well,
so our first episode, I guess we should get into this.
Let's do it.
Our first episode that detailed our story on our day one, it kind of ended with us meeting Thomas and Nathan on top of a hill at a campsite, and then we went down to our
And then
campsite.
April and Kurt too.
And April and Kurt.
Mhm.
But I wanted to explain, whenever we met Nathan and Thomas yelled out, he's like, "Are you the Ginger and the Joy?" And yes, we were. But I wanted to explain all of our names. So before we ever started the trail,
Before we get into the actual episode,
we were
explain.
Wesley and Marie Black.
Yes, that was these are our Cotton World names.
Cotton World
this
names.
is what people know us in our family, our friends, is our names.
And we thought it would be fun to come up with a catchy name for a joint Instagram account for us to use to document all of our PCT travels. So I came up with the Ginger being me and the Joy being Marie, because I'm a redhead and her middle name is Joy.
And yes, Wesley is the mastermind behind like most of our things.
I received that.
Yeah, you are. You
Thank
do
you.
a good job. Even by the way, our new
logo on our podcast
is Yeti Legs, is Wesley. So yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, sorry, a little throw inside note. And then
my bootleg graphic design.
No, it's great. I love it.
Thank you.
And then the Ginger and the Joy is our social media Instagram world.
Yep. And on the trail, we got our trail names, Basecamp and Yeti Legs.
Mm-hmm.
And we use those names to come up with our podcast name.
Yeti walks into Basecamp.
We've got so many identity crises because we're Wesley and Marie, Ginger and the Joy, and Yeti Legs and Basecamp.
Yeah, we've got a lot of names going on. So just for reference, if you ever hear Wesley and Marie, that's us.
Mm-hmm.
Ginger and the Joy is also us.
Mm-hmm. And I guess we could go back and change our Instagram name to Yeti and Basecamp, but I kind of like Ginger and the Joy.
I like the Ginger and the Joy.
So we'll probably keep it that.
Yeah, it's kind of like an umbrella name for everything.
It is. Mm-hmm. So that's why in our episode on our day one, Thomas yells out, "Are you the Ginger and the Joy?" So that explains that. I guess this is a good point to define a few terms for the trail.
Mm-hmm. Let's define a few terms.
Let's do that. So a 0 day is a day that you don't do any hiking at all. It can be on trail, so you're just camping and you don't hike at all and you're just chilling out in the woods. Mm-hmm. Or it can be in town, but you're not hiking at all. So you're hiking 0 miles. A Nero, that's kind of a loosely defined term, so it depends on who you are.
Yeah, some hikers are like, no, it's this way, and some hikers are like, no, it's that.
But a Nero is whenever you hike close to 0, so near 0 miles for that day.
It could be 4 miles or something.
And again, it can be on trail or into town. I think our definition was 5 or less.
5 or less is what we said.
5 or less miles accounted for a Nero for us. And another term is called a hero. So a hero is whenever you're hiking, you hike into a town to get food or go eat out or whatever, resupply. But then you hike back on the trail.
On the same day.
All on the same day. It's called a hero.
Did we ever do that?
We did that later on in like Washington.
Okay.
Yeah, we did it in Snoqualmie.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah,
there's
that big issue.
Yeah, we got out of there.
Yeah, we got the heck out of Dodge.
Everybody was sick.
Any other terms? Okay, here's another term, Nobo, northbound. That's people hiking from the southern terminus north to the northern terminus.
And then Sobo, southbound.
Southbound. There's another term called a yo-yo, which is someone who hikes an entire length of a trail and then goes back the opposite way.
And then there's skippers.
There's a skipper.
Those are people, when we say skipper, what we mean is someone that actually just didn't want to do those miles. So they get in a car and they skip up 40 miles, not because of danger or safety, just because they don't feel like hiking it.
Yeah.
Then flippers are people that, for example, say someone's going Sobo and there was too much snow in Washington. So they flipped and they start hiking Nobo from a specific section just to get the miles in. So that's a flipper.
Yep.
Anything else?
We could talk about the blazers.
Oh yeah, and then there's blazers. There's the yellow blazers.
The yellow blazers are the people who do road walks instead of trail, just because it's an easier path.
Yeah, it's not as high, as much of an ascent or descent for hiking.
Or yellow blazing can also be detours for sections that are closed.
Yeah, or then you can take a road walk or blaze around like Forest Service roads if something is literally close and you can't get in.
Yep. A blue blazer is someone who goes and does like all these little spur trails, aka Dan.
Dan.
So people who like to go and bag peaks.
Yeah.
A brown blazer.
Is someone that loves to poop inside of toilets.
Pit privies, toilets, you name it.
They will blaze until like they don't want to dig a hole in the ground.
And they'll even go off trail sometimes just to find a toilet.
Yep.
And then you have a pink blazer.
Who's that?
A pink blazer is someone who is hiking a certain route after someone that they're physically or romantically interested in.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yep.
So like a tromance.
A tromance.
They're wanting to hike. Does that mean that they have found someone and they're trying to find them again?
It could be a stalker or it could be a mutual interest.
But my question is are they hiking together by this point, or are they trying to find the person on trail?
They'll hike after that person.
So they're going after them. Okay.
Usually, yeah.
Okay.
And I guess the last two would be tromance and tramily. So a tromance is a romantic involvement that happens on the trail.
It starts on the trail.
And a tramily is a trail family. And so anytime you hear us talk about that word, it's the people that we really appreciated and hiked with often.
So now we're going to go to our day 2 of the trail. And oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, we want to do a deep dive of our story as well with you guys. As well as we bring in our friends, our hiker friends, whoever, we're going to continue our story linear for everyone as well. So, yeah, we'll label it inside of the podcast too. So you'll know, okay, this is Yeti Legs and Basecamp's week 1 story or whatever.
So this is kind of like Star Wars, given the whole story before the beginning of the story.
It's like the jumps, like you don't know if you're in the middle or the end or the beginning. Like we're watching Mandalorian right now. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. This is after Luke gets like the Empire. He's like, young. So this is after the Empire falls and the Republic's taken over. This is where we are in the middle. But then there's Kylo Ren that comes after while Luke is still alive. So that means that the Empire is a part of this. And so, yeah. So our story, our whole podcast is going to be like Star Wars. I like that.
It's our podcast, George Lucas style. Yeah, I like that. So we woke up.
Going back to the beginning.
Yep. So we woke up day 2 at Hauser Creek. Hauser Creek was completely dry. So we dry camped that night, but we had enough water with us already.
Yeah, we didn't feel concerned about that.
Yeah. So we woke up slowly.
Yeah, how'd you feel that morning?
Sore. A little groggy.
Yeah, I was groggy.
Yeah. Must have been the lactic acid.
Probably. We didn't stretch.
Yeah, we didn't stretch.
You should stretch. It's a good idea.
And we got into camp late the night before.
Yeah, we were tired.
So it took us in between 2 and 3 hours to wake up, make our hot breakfast, which we regret taking hot breakfast.
Tremendously. Don't do hot breakfast.
Do cold breakfast.
It's like your happy place.
And if you need something hot, just do some coffee.
Yeah.
So Nathan is the first one to walk by our camp that morning. He says, like, hello, and then he deuces out, as he normally does.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Thomas, aka Optimist, walks by our campsite, and he doesn't keep going. He stops and talks to us. And I forget how we got on the topic of base weights.
He started talking about, and if you know Thomas or Optimist, like, and we joke about this with him. He knows this, but like, he will give you his resume,
his verbal resume,
like when you meet him. And so I think that's how we got on the base weight topic. And so he starts to tell us, I don't know, his base weight's like 8 or 9 pounds.
It was a single digit number.
And how he aspires to be like Jupiter.
Yeah, and
we didn't know. We didn't know these people.
Yeah, he had like a 3-pound camera and a little hyperlight pod hanging from the front.
And he didn't count. And then we found out a few days later we'll get into that he had like a pound of trail butter.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, he was sponsored by Trail Butter, and they would just give him these care packages all the way up the trail.
It was really funny.
And he couldn't eat it quick enough.
No. But I just remember him telling us all this, and I was internally like seething because I'm carrying like 45 pounds because I have like a 20-something pound base weight.
We had a lot.
And I literally look over at Wesley and I'm like, I don't ever want to hike with him. And that's funny because he actually became one of our like Tramley adopted sons.
Yeah, we got pretty close with him.
Yeah, we did, but
it was very.
I don't know if I ever told Optimus that.
Well, if he listens to our podcast,
he'll know
he'd hear
that
this.
I thought that in that moment because I was pissed about the base weight.
Yeah, so he ended up leaving. She's like, I never want to hike with that guy again, even though we inevitably do. And so it's a climb straight out of Hauser Creek all the way to a peak, which then descends into Lake Marina, the town and the lake and campground. So we're hiking through exposed, unshady desert. There's no water out there. We come across a few hikers on the way, but really no one else that we know for that day. And then probably 2 to 3 hours later, we finally get to Lake Marina. It took us 2 to 3 hours to hike 5 miles. We get there and we all go to the infamous, what is it? It's like a general store
with a restaurant that the burgers, I don't remember what it was called. It was like a diner, general store.
Yeah, it's like diner / gas station.
Yeah.
They have burgers and milkshakes.
Yeah.
And so we get there and Thomas and Nathan are there. And this other guy named Whiskey and
Amber, I think, was her real name, but
yeah, Roaming Reyes
is her. I know her Instagram name. I'm not sure if I can't remember what her trail name was.
I don't know.
But and then also we saw Roy G and Kurt, or we saw April and Kurt there too.
Yes, we did see them there at the campground.
Yeah.
And there was another girl there. She couldn't get her tent pitched. She had started the trail a day or two before we did, and she had a trekking pole supported tent. And when she had started, she was starting in the midst of a storm, and she wasn't able to pitch it that night, from what we were told and from what she said. So she ended up rolling up into her tent like a burrito.
Yeah, and then this couple found her, like in the trail, pretty much rolled up in her tent to try to stay warm and sheltered. And so they pitched their tent and they like welcomed her into their tent to have safety. But she was definitely in a space of questioning whether she should stay on trail or not. And at that point, and that's just a note to whoever wants to thru hike, if you've never done it, like get your gear months before you start and actually test it out on a trail for a few days or even an overnight, because you just don't know what you're going to like or don't like. And you kind of figure that out on trail as well. But we had our gear pretty dialed in, I feel like. We knew what we wanted to bring because we had tested it so much.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, learn from ROY G. She tried the cold soak on a shakedown hike before her PCT start, and she tried it for one day and said, nope.
Never doing that on the trail.
Big pile of nope.
Yep.
Hot coffee is worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and Legend actually showed up at the little cafe to help this girl out. He was the same guy who was helping to run the Cleef campsite down at Marina.
And he was really rooting.
Campo.
Yeah, Campo. Yeah, Campo. He was really rooting for her to stay on trail, and we never saw her again. To be honest, we never saw her after that.
Nope, that was the last time.
But then, so we're at Lake Marina. We decide not to get the burgers and fries because we're like, we feel like we haven't earned it yet.
We'd only hiked 20 miles.
Yeah, and also we had a lot of food in our packs. Like and
we wanted to eat the weight out.
Yeah, so we were like, no, we actually budgeted this food in for lunch, and so we're gonna eat the weight out. We did end up getting some beer, and then we got a 6-pack of beer that we were gonna take to our campsite that night.
Yeah, how far away was Boulder Oaks?
He was 6 miles from there.
About 6 miles. And so we get a 6-pack of beer. We're going to hike it out. And that's how we convinced Nathan and Thomas to camp with us at Boulder Oaks that night.
Because they weren't going to go as far. So I think they ended up doing like 16 miles that day. And they weren't planning on doing that. But then when we said, it's not even like we convinced them. It was almost like they were like, well, if you'll share some of your beers with us, then we'll meet you at Boulder Oaks or something like that. So random.
Why didn't we just give them the beer to carry that they were going to drink?
I don't know.
We ended up carrying all the beers, and then we just gave them beer at Boulder Oak Campground that night.
That's what happened. It was kind of funny. Thinking back, I would have been like, why aren't you carrying your own beers?
Oh, their asses would have carried that beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
no, and then the funniest thing was, and Optimus actually, or Thomas has video footage of this, but there was the water. So to explain this water, this never happened again on trail, but there was this thing where you put in 75 cents and you get a gallon of water. But what we didn't know is that it just continues to flow. The water does. It doesn't stop when you take your bottle out of the little dispenser. It just continues. And we didn't realize this until we filled up the first water bottle, that the water was still going.
Yeah.
So we created this system with all of our water bottles where I would like hand it to Wesley and he would put it under the thing so that we didn't waste water.
And so our shoes and clothes were already wet in the desert without a water crossing.
Yeah, because it got everywhere. And so Optimus actually gets a video of it and put it in his social media. You can find it there.
Yeah, that's funny.
Anyway.
But we get to Boulder Oaks that night.
Yeah.
And that was one of my favorite nights on trail.
Was it? I didn't realize it was one of your favorites on trail.
Well, it's because, we had a fire ring.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
So we were able to do a fire.
Mm-hmm.
We had beer with us. We had a bunch of other friends there.
That we got to know that night because we'd never met them technically. Like we all kind of did like a storytelling around the fire.
Yeah.
Campfire.
So we were there with Nathan, with Thomas, and 2 other people we hadn't met yet.
Leon.
Oh,
Leon.
And Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms, this sweet woman, blonde-haired woman that's like, I think in her 60s. And she was kind of doing section hiking, kind of flipping around the trail. Her husband was like picking her up and dropping her off in different places. She was really sweet.
Yeah.
And we ran back into her at some point. Again, was it NorCal?
After Julian.
Was it after Julian?
Yeah,
it was still in SoCal.
She was having like a snack lunch break with with Nathan.
It was still in SoCal.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought for some reason it was like way up there. Okay. So yeah, so we had a great time. Like we all cooked dinner together. We sat around the fire and we got to know each other. And it was really cool to hear people's stories.
It was. But the only issue with that is that we had to get up and out of the campground early because there was another hiker there. She'd already done the PCT. Her name was One Speed. And she had left some trail magic, but she was also kind of helping to maintain the campground. And she let us know that the very next day, the campground was going to be closed for a week, 2 weeks?
Something like that for the horny toads.
For the horny toad mating season. If you don't know what these are, they're not toads. They're freaking lizards. They're like spined lizards. But it was their mating season, and we were there right in the midst of it.
And I wish we could do this, but I wish we could put pictures in the show notes or whatever so you can see the horny toad. But if you go on our Instagram, actually, we have a picture of the horny toad. You got to scroll way down and look into the SoCal. Look in the like first week section. You'll see a horny toad picture somewhere.
I think we can get pictures in the show notes.
Yeah, I hope so. That would be funny so you can see it. But yeah. It was, I feel like this became almost like a premonition of our hike because we would hit things right before they would happen. Which almost feels like an omen to what began our journey forever, the rest of the trail.
I know, we lucked out so many times.
Like I can't even believe it. But so we went from there and I feel like the rest of the week was a blur.
Oh, I took notes.
I know you took notes, but I'm like, the rest of the week was a lot of like up and downs. It was a lot of dry desert.
So the next day was the day that we hiked by that unexploded ordnance sign in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
You took a lovely photo by that. And then we reconnected with Leon, Nathan, and Deuces. So this is the day that we named Thomas.
Optimus, yeah, because Thomas was having a really hard day that day.
Yeah.
And I think it was just you, me, and Leon, though, when all that happened. Deuces was already ahead of us.
Yeah. So the 3 of us were hiking.
Yeah.
Me, you, and Leon. And then
we were laughing.
We saw Thomas, and he was like kind of in a little shaded grove, having a hard time with his knee or his
knee. He was having some mental like hard times too. Like he was having a hard day.
But the 3 of us were like talking and laughing, and that kind of perked his spirits up.
Yeah. But we passed, we were like, hey man, are you good? Do you need anything? He's like, no, I think I'm okay. And we hiked on. And then we stopped for lunch. And
then he hikes and catches up to us, even though he said he was probably just going to stay there and camp or rest for a few hours.
Yeah. And he caught up to us and he said, I could hear your laughter. And that's what I want from this experience. I don't want to be stuck in myself. And like, I really want to be optimistic about this hike. And like, optimism was like a really big thing for him.
And he was telling us how he is a devoted optimist.
And so then, Wesley was like,
Optimist. What about Optimus Prime? Playing off of Optimus Prime from the Transformers. And he loved it. So he took it right there.
He took it, but he was like, well, let me think about it for a minute. But then he like claimed it the next day or something when someone asked his name.
Bingo.
Yeah.
He claimed it. And we hadn't actually started our nighting process yet.
Yeah.
But After naming Optimist, everyone else that we named, we knighted.
Yeah, we knighted. It started with Deuces.
And then we knight Optimist later on in Wrightwood.
And Wesley's really good at, I think, naming people. Like, he thinks about it. He likes to come up with like creative names for people, or just something that kind of looks or is them. I feel like you do that, you know.
Well, I'm always the watcher in the room anyways, so I'm observing
observer.
people.
Yeah.
But
so we hiked on with Optimus, Leon, us, and then
Leon dipped out and sat around and rested for a little bit longer.
Yeah, he went a little rest period. So then we run into Deuces, who's having his 2-hour siesta.
Yeah. Deuces is having a 2-hour lunch break, like soaking his feet in a little creek crossing. And there was a dead creature right there by the creek.
Oh, yes. We couldn't figure out what it was, though, right?
Jackalope.
It was a jackalope?
That's not a real creature, but yes, that's what it was. It was a jackalope.
What does that mean?
It's like a rabbit mixed with an antelope. It's got little horns.
That's what it was? Poor thing.
It's not a real creature, though.
Wait, it's not? I'm so confused. You're making it sound like it is a real creature.
It was probably like a little rabbit or coyote or something.
It was so sad.
But it was pretty big, so it had to be like a really big rabbit.
Didn't you guys like move it, or I can't remember.
We poked it.
You poked it, and then there was a joke about it, but I can't remember.
And so we refilled our water, and Nathan, still Nathan at the time, agreed to hike with us, and we're hiking to Mount Laguna.
Yeah, that night, all 4 of us.
So the 4 of us hiked to Mount Laguna.
And I had a UTI, actually. So I'm having this, like, I had antibiotics with me from my doctor. She was like, you know what? Let's just, since it's so dirty out there, you'll get dehydrated. Let's just go ahead and prescribe you like 3 doses worth of antibiotics just in case. And sure enough, I got a UTI the first day.
Yep.
And so I was already on antibiotics by then, but I still had it. So I was saying, by the time we get to Mount Laguna, I might need to take a shower. I hate to even I was like, I'm just feeling like I might need to take a shower.
So we're really hoping that we could get some lodging in Laguna when we got there.
Yeah. And it got colder. There was snow all of a sudden that appeared.
Yeah. When we left the creek with Deuces, so the 4 of us are going, we go through the desert a little bit more, but we're continuing to gradually climb. And eventually we see little snow patches, and then we hit tree line. And in the woods, the snow is like a foot deep.
Yeah,
in the desert. We were shocked by this.
Yeah, we were shocked. But we were like all getting to know each other, having a good time.
So it was fun. It wasn't stressful or hard.
Yeah. And then it got really cold all of a sudden. The sun started going down and we were starting to get really cold. So we decided to hike into Mount Laguna. And Deuces, well, now I'm like, whoa, now our names are all okay. So Optimus and Nathan are hiking down, and we had to I had to put on a jacket. That's what it was. I was like, I need to put on a jacket.
Yeah, they hike on into town, and we're at the campsite still just above town putting on jackets because it's so cold. So cold.
And then we get to Mount Laguna with them, and Nathan's like waving us into into this French restaurant called, what was it called? The Alpine House?
No, Pine Cafe.
Pine House and Cafe.
Pine House Cafe, yeah.
It was a French restaurant.
Yep.
And
lodging.
And lodging. And the owners just happen to be French. Like, they are from France and have migrated to this area.
Yeah, they speak broken English.
And we walk in to this very cozy, adorable little restaurant. Like, it's locked, and he unlocks it for us. We walk in, and all of a sudden we're like inside, and Optimus goes up to the counter with the owner, and he's speaking French. And my mouth just drops. I'm like, of all the things we learned about Optimus in the last 2 days, him speaking French was not one of them. No.
What he had told us was that he was born in France, but that does not mean you speak French fluently, okay? So if you're listening, Optimus, yes, we didn't know that you spoke French at that time. So we were in the Pine House Cafe thing, and Optimus is talking to the owner at the front desk in French fluently. And they exchange a few sentences back and forth, and then he comes over to us, and he's like, so he's completely booked, but he's going to allow us to sleep in the lobby.
Yeah, it was so sweet.
I know. And there were 2 sofas in the lobby. There was plenty of floor space for us to put our mats on, but he didn't ask any payment from us. All he asked us to do was to help him set up and clean the dining room for breakfast the next morning.
And the other cool thing is it had a shower. It had a
Mm-hmm.
bathroom and shower. He opened it up for us.
Yeah.
And that was really just so sweet.
Yeah. There wasn't shampoo or anything like that in the shower, so
That's
we had to
right.
use hand soap.
Yeah.
But it still worked out.
Still
And you got that
something.
shower that you needed.
Yeah, it was still something. And we had a warm place for the night. Because, I mean, we would have been fine outside. Like, we have negative 40 sleeping bags. We would have been real cozy. But we were like, you know what? It's really nice just to have a place, a roof over our head for the night. And this
It really
is really
was.
sweet. So we did that. Yeah, it was fun.
So shout out to Pine House for hooking us up like that.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have to.
And then this is funny. I think this is a funny story, is the pasta. That was when we no longer wanted that.
Oh.
So Wesley, when we had done our packing of our boxes, he had bought this
Green Goddess seasoning.
Yeah, which was actually fairly good when we had first tried it.
Mm-hmm.
But we had like a whole bag of it for us at the beginning to put in stuff.
Got it from Trader Joe's.
And so Wesley had made our pasta for that night and put a lot of olive oil in it and a lot of this seasoning.
And when we went to eat it, it was inedible.
Oh my gosh, we literally could not eat it. I think we threw it outside. Did we throw it outside?
Yeah, we threw it away.
We threw it away. It was like truly not, which again, people could judge us for this, because once you get into through hiking for months and months, you're like, you pretty much eat anything.
You eat whatever, but at this point it was
2 days in, 3 days in.
It makes me gag just thinking about it.
So like we had Green Goddess packed in almost all of our boxes, so we'd like give it away.
Yes, we gave it away repeatedly. I think the only person that ever said they loved it was Prism and Shroom Boots.
Prism, I bet Prism listens to this podcast.
I bet she does.
Oh my god, sorry Prism, dude. Yeah, Prism definitely probably listens to this. Green Goddess, she loves that stuff.
Not good.
You can get it at Trader Joe's if you really want to try it, you guys.
We are not sponsored by Trader Joe's.
No, I love Trader Joe's though.
Yeah.
So okay, we wake up and we have this phenomenal breakfast there.
Oh yeah, because Optimus had saved our life the day before.
Because apparently Optimus saved our lives.
So we're the ones doing all the cleaning.
He did.
And he does none of the sweeping or the prep for the breakfast.
He's like, well, I'm the one who got us here, so.
He's like, I basically just saved your lives.
So we're like all the ones cleaning down the tables, sweeping for them to open.
Yeah, I think he's making reels or videos on
He's doing
Instagram,
something.
talking to his parents.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for that.
And then, we forgot we met Gazelle.
We did meet her that
day
morning.
2. We had met her day 2, remember? She had passed us when we were having lunch.
She passed us whenever we had just named Thomas.
Oh, sorry, that was day 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So day 3, she had passed us. This girl, this like redheaded girl or female woman. And she had already done, wasn't that her first day?
I think it was her second.
She had ended at Lake Marina, maybe.
She was blowing through miles already.
Yeah, and so we met her, and we never saw her again after that exchange on day 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, morning of day 4.
Morning of day 4, she starts walking by the Pine House while we're in there ordering our breakfast. And Optimus runs outside and calls her in to come and eat with us.
So she came and ate with us, and then another guy named Big
Stick.
Well, he wasn't Big Stick yet. I can't remember.
Benji.
Benji was his name.
I think
he was from Germany.
Yeah.
We never saw him again.
So we're having breakfast with Leon, who had gotten a room.
Leon.
Gazelle, who had also gotten a room. Benji, I think, had camped.
Yeah.
And then there was Nathan and Optimist.
Yeah. So there's a big group of us all of a sudden at breakfast. It was a lot of fun. We got to know each other.
And I remember Gazelle saying that all she wanted when she had gotten into Mount Laguna was like a quart of milk.
Yeah.
She just wanted to chug some milk for some reason.
Was it chocolate milk or milk?
Some type of milk.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep, that's true. So I think she did get it.
That was funny.
Or maybe it was closed. I don't know. But yeah. So then we had breakfast, And this is funny. So I had already been researching campsites prior to. That's what I was about to. So I had already researched prior to, and that morning people were like, "Well, hey, where's everybody camping tonight?" I was like, I really would love to camp at Oriflamme Canyon because everybody says it's a beautiful place for sunsets, and so like that's kind of where we're hoping to project ourselves at. And Oriflamme was what, 17 miles? Or something like that.
I'd be shooting in the dark to give you a
think
number.
it was 17 because we didn't end up doing 17, but
Yeah.
so everybody's like, okay, yeah, we'll try to do 17. And yeah, and so we leave for the day, and of course we're the last to leave, as always.
Mm-hmm.
And we all start hiking, and didn't we meet Brother Paul that day?
The first person that we meet is Spear Chucker.
Okay, there we go. You remember this better than I do.
And I know that this poor guy, Spear Chucker, received some really shitty comments on social media for his name.
Yeah.
But just to defend him, the name was given to him by his son that he was hiking with on the AT because they were both starving and out of food.
Yeah.
And so he was running around chasing his son with a trekking pole, like he was going to throw a spear at him.
Yeah.
And eat him because he was so hungry.
Yeah, and his son like jokingly said,
"Oh, that's your trail name."
Yeah, and so it was a very intimate name for him because his son had given it to him, and he was the kindest soul in the world.
Yeah, he really was.
Mm-hmm.
And he carried 6 or 7 liters of water.
This man,
he pre-made all of his food. It was like a mixture of grains.
Yep.
And he was blowing through miles.
That was like his day 2.
Yep, he was going much faster than we were, carrying exponentially more weight.
Yeah, but he was a tall man. He was like 6'5".
His stride was impressive.
His stride was I'm like, my gosh, his stride's like 5 steps of mine equals 1 stride of him. And but he was so kind, and he was actually out there because he was starting to get early onset Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. So he was out there trying to delay it. He was older. What was he? Probably in his 70s or late 60s? Maybe.
I think late 60s.
60s, yeah. And he really missed his wife. He loved his family, loved his wife. He loved his kids. He bragged about them. And then we hiked with him for a little bit. And then
we hiked with him for a little bit, but his pace was too much.
So we never saw him again.
So he just hiked on, and we never saw him again.
Except on social media, people really trolled him.
Well, he and Luke were the first 2 to enter the Sierras, which they dipped out. They dipped out.
Yeah.
But so we met him, and then we met a guy named Brother Paul. He was a Buddhist monk from Idlewild, California.
It was so beautiful. Brother Paul, when we met him, he, I guess, had just finished up his lunch, and he had lunch on this beautiful overlook.
This ridge, yeah.
Oh, it was gorgeous. And we run into him, and he's like,
10 out of 10 would dine here again.
Yeah. And so we kind of stop and talk to him for a minute, and he said, "Yeah, I'm doing a meditative walk. Is my journey." And he'd already done the AT actually, and he was taking 6 months off of being in the Buddhist monastery.
Yeah.
But he's had such a beautiful story, though. I loved his story.
And we got to talk to him a bit more later on.
Yeah. And then,
but I think we hiked past Brother Paul that day.
We did. We didn't see him, I don't think, again that day.
And the day was really just filled with desert ridges. Not a whole lot of water, but we pulled enough. And we camped that night with Nathan at the time, and another guy named Luke.
We decided not to go to Oriflamme Canyon. It was getting late. We were like, we were probably 6 miles out from there, and I was like, it's not worth it. Because we had gone slower. Again, heavy packs do make you go slower.
So we camped at a closed campground that night.
Yeah.
We only managed about 11 miles.
Yeah. And so then, we have dinner with everybody, and then we go to bed, and all we hear is this crazy wind up in the canyon. It never hits us.
No.
But we are just laughing so hard because we just have this image of if Optimus, if they made it to Oriflamme Canyon, their tents just flew off the side of the mountain or something. And so we were just laughing so hard. It was so, I mean, we just were laughing. So we were
Because
just,
most of these people have trekking pole supported tents. They don't have freestanding.
so we were just chuckling about it. We wake up the next morning and we continue on.
We continue on. As we are finishing up breakfast coffee and starting to pack up, we hear that Luke guy. He starts to leave camp. But, and this really burns me the wrong
man.
way.
And y'all,
And I don't care who hears this and who knows Luke.
Yeah, this is podcast world. We're gonna be very honest.
But he had only packed himself like a liter or a half liter of water
because he wanted to go fast.
Because he didn't want to carry the extra weight and wanted to move quickly.
Yeah.
And as he is leaving camp that morning, he asks Nathan if he can have a liter of water.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, the fuck, he just did not.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And he even told Nathan that he didn't have much water because he didn't want to have to carry it.
And that, oh man, Wesley was not happy about that.
And I'm like, that will never happen. He will go thirsty before we give him anything. If that's the reason that he didn't get extra water.
Yeah, and so, but Nathan was nice, and he said, I'll give you a half a liter.
Nathan was a better person than I was that morning.
So he's like, I'll give you a half a liter.
And he did.
And then, Nathan deuces out, and then all of a sudden Nathan comes back. Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, just a heads up, there's a water cache up here.
So that worked out.
Mm-hmm. But still.
I know, this really rubbed
you guys,
me the wrong way.
If you are a thru hiker, and people are don't just carry the minimum weight of water and food and then start asking other hikers for water and food. That is so uncalled for.
And Luke was not a novice. He'd already hiked the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
So he knew what to do.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
And so it just, don't be that person.
So no negative vibes or anything, but it just really hit me the wrong way.
I'm negative vibes.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we hiked that day.
We hiked through Oriflamme Canyon.
Yeah, and it's a pretty dry day.
It was.
And we didn't know that there was a water source. It was almost like a hidden water source. It wasn't on far out, I don't think, but remember that fountain that we met Nathan at? Before that, we weren't sure if we'd hit another one. So we took
a half-mile spur trail to a horse trough.
Oh gosh.
The water came out of the tank.
Don't do it.
Yeah, probably from high iron content in the soil or something. But either way, it didn't look palatable.
Again, we took a picture of that too.
Yeah. So we pull the water just in case, but we hiked back to the PCT another half mile. So that was a full mile detour just to pull some nasty ass water.
Yep.
And then we probably go another mile and a half. And on the right side of the trail is a little turnoff. And over there, lo and behold, is Nathan.
Nathan's like, come over here, guys. There's water.
There was a lovely pipe spring just coming out the side of the little.
It was beautiful.
Little mound there.
Yeah. So of course we throw out our iron water.
Yeah, we dumped out the tang colored water.
And we had been discussing that day about Nathan. I was like, man, he just leaves and packs up so fast. And that was the morning we were like, hey, Nathan hasn't stirred yet. Maybe we can pack up at the same time as him, because he'd literally pack up in 10 minutes.
And be gone.
And
drank his coffee on the way.
And we were so excited because we woke up and literally Wesley looks out of his tent and is like, Nathan doesn't look like he's stirred yet. Maybe we can beat him from packing up. And next thing we know, we did coffee. Next thing we know, we hear Nathan going, all right, bye guys. And he was gone. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh my gosh, what has happened here?
And I mean, he still came back and told us about the water.
Yeah, that all happened in that transaction too. But it was just so funny. So when we were hiking, we were talking about it and how Nathan just leaves and he's just gone and he barely packs up. He's so stealthy. Mm-hmm. So I was saying it would be funny if it was bye Felicia. And then didn't you say deuces or something?
I came up with deuces, but you actually knighted him.
But I'm the one who knighted him. But because I guess I was the person who stirred the conversation.
And so we pitched bye Felicia to him first at that water source. And he didn't like it because he didn't want to be named Felicia for short.
Yeah. So then we were like, well, what about deuces? And he's like, yeah, I like that.
And so
I knighted him.
Deuces was born that day.
I knighted him with a trekking pole.
With a trekking pole in the middle of the desert.
And then we actually did lunch there.
Yeah, we did lunch there. We met Sam and Mariah there.
Sam and Mariah were doing pretty high miles as well.
Yeah, and he had already popped a hole in his mat.
Yeah, day 2.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy.
And so they were super cool. I don't know if they ever got trail names either.
I don't know. We didn't follow them. Really?
No.
So I don't know.
We never saw them again, but they did finish the trail. I know that. We kind of saw that they were still hiking it, but they finished, I think, a month before we did almost, or 3 weeks before us. But yeah, they were doing pretty heavy miles the whole time.
They were hiking with Snot Rocket, Long John.
Yeah.
And the transgender couple.
Yeah, which I didn't know their name. We never met them.
They all became a giant tramily. They went and did the Oregon Coast Trail.
Yeah, they were doing crazy miles though.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, they seem like really cool people. We just never met them again.
Yeah.
They actually built. Oh no.
We met them in Idlewild.
Idlewild, that's right, because we found out they built their own house.
Yeah.
In New Hampshire.
Idlewild's the last time that we met them.
Yeah, but anyway, they were super cool. We just never saw them again.
After we named Deuces, we continued to hike and follow him on and off for a while. And the clouds started to darken and roll in.
And we had talked about camping with Deuces that night because we really wanted to set ourselves up to get into Julian early. But we were still, 11 out by that point?
Yeah, 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Because Marie's birthday was coming up.
Whoop, whoop, the next day.
We started the trail on March 6th, and her birthday was March 11th.
This was strategic.
So we wanted to be in Julian for her birthday to celebrate.
That's why we started the trail right then, because I was like, I really want to be hiking on my birthday. And so, we had talked to Deuces about where we would camp, because he was like talking about camping with us. And then all of a sudden, these huge, dark clouds roll in.
And they look very ominous.
They look very scary, and we saw lightning.
And, you can just get a feel for when something is about to just be unleashed from the heavens.
Yeah.
And my gut was telling me to pitch the tent.
And we did. We found this cute little alcove.
Right off of the trail, in between some sagebrush.
So we were like, well...
We pitched the tent, and we're like, well, it looks like it might do something, but nothing has started yet.
Yeah, nothing has started.
And as soon as we got in the tent, it opened. Hail, sleet, rain in the freaking SoCal desert. We were shocked by that.
Shocked. I mean, there was so much hail and lightning.
Pea-sized hail.
Yeah, it was intense. But and we have a video of that too. It was quite an entertaining moment, I think. And we were also thinking, well, maybe if it passes, then we'll just pack back up and keep going so that we can make some miles. But we didn't. We were like, you know what? This is a great little campsite. It's quiet here. And so we decided to pitch there.
And did we have cell service at that campsite? Because I reached out to our trail angel that night.
I guess we did then.
I could have Garmin messaged her. Maybe. But either way, I was able to reach the sweet woman who was offering rides to Julian from the underpass.
Yeah. So Wesley had organized our drive into Julian.
Strategic pickup.
Strategic. Yes, for my birthday.
Evac point.
So yeah, but it was fun. We slept that night. It was actually really nice, really quiet place. We woke up really early, didn't we, the next morning? So that we could get in.
So that we could hike those 10 to 11 miles.
Yeah.
It was just a little bit of climbing left, and the rest was more or less up and downs, and then a big descent down towards the underpass towards Julian.
Yeah, so that's called Scissors Crossing.
Scissors Crossing.
And that was so great. That was my birthday morning. So waking up was so fun, knowing that I get to hike on my birthday. And we're going into town so we can get real food and beer.
Do you want to tell them how old you were turning?
30. How old was it? 34?
34.
Because I'm 35 now. Yeah, I was turning 34.
34. And I picked you a little bouquet of desert flowers.
He picked me a cute bouquet of desert flowers. It was so cute.
Yes. It was hard to collect some of those though, because everything out there has thorns on it.
Yeah. And didn't you put this is when you started. So Wesley started picking a flower for me almost every single day on trail. I kid you not. I can count on my hands how many times he didn't do it. So he started, I think that was the day you started the habit of picking a flower and putting it inside of my back, like my strap.
Yeah, your little sternum strap.
Yeah, so I had this little sternum strap, almost like a pocket that you could put a flower in. And so he would pick a little flower for me every day and put it in there.
And, uniquely named, I called it the flower of the day.
The flower of the day.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
Lots of pictures of that too.
Yeah, and then we hiked in to Scissors Crossing, and the sweet woman that picked us up, the trail angel, was there, I think.
And we hiked in with this other hiker. He becomes a pivotal player in our story.
Yeah. Well, before we say who it was, can I give my perspective of when we saw him? Because we were doing at least 3 miles an hour.
We were booking it. We had plugged in our headphones. So we were trucking.
I was so excited because the closer you get into town, the faster you go because you want food and beer. And I'm like turning around looking behind us, and there's this dude that's starting to catch us. Like he's gaining on us.
Yeah, we're hiking very flat desert, so you can see half mile to a mile away.
Yeah, and I'm like, babe, that guy is like catching us, and we're going really fast right now. Like I'm almost jogging. I'm going so fast.
You can practically see dirt being kicked up by his shoes.
Yes, and like I'm like, who the hell is that? Do we know him? And Wesley's like, I don't think we know him. I've never seen him before. I'm like, who is this guy? And then he keeps gaining. He's just like,
he had on like this brown desert sand colored shirt. He had on Jawbone headphones.
And he had on pants. I'm like, how is this guy going so fast? And then all of a sudden he passes us. And I'm like, we've never seen him before. Who is he? And he just like, he's like, hi. And then leave, right? He passes us. And then we get to the spot where we're going to be picked up, and he's there. He's like sitting there as well. He's like, I was just going to hitch. And we're like, well, I mean, you can come with us if you want. We've got a car.
We just have to make sure it's okay with their trail angel. Yeah.
And then we find out who this guy is.
His name is Tumbleweed. And he had attempted the PCT before, but how he got his name, he took a tumble, and it had injured him enough to take him off of the trail that year. But he came back.
It was at the very beginning, too.
At the very beginning.
He said his pack was so heavy that he like literally took a tumble. But yeah.
But he came back like a persistent weed.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we kind of bonded with Tumbleweed then in the car, but we didn't see him in Julian after that. He already had some friends that he was hiking with. So yeah, we'll get back to Tumbleweed, and he becomes like, you know, a vital friend in our lives.
Yeah.
And then we were in Julian.
We're in Julian, and it's this cute little like Western looking town.
It's adorable.
Few shops, like the infamous pie cafe where all hikers get a piece of pie and coffee for free. But as we always did in town, the first thing we did was go to a brewery. First thing we do.
Always go to a brewery, get on the Wi-Fi, find lodging, which we'd already booked our Airbnb though, because we knew we were coming in.
You booked it way in advance.
Thank goodness, because there was nowhere, like everything was booked out for some reason. I mean, this is beginning of March, so it's not hikers. It's just people, tourism, I don't know, but we did find a cute little Airbnb tiny home.
So glad you found that.
I'm glad too. So we did like have that for my birthday, but we go to the brewery.
We go to the Julian Beer Co.
Oh, so good too.
Wings, we get little
pizza
nuts or something, and beer, of course.
Oh yeah.
And this is where we had our first negative town experience.
Yeah.
We sit down outside at the furthest table from everyone else, but there are these two guys sitting at the table behind us. And as we walk by, we still had our packs on and everything. So it's very obvious that we're hiking. But one of the guys mumbles under his breath. He's like, fucking hikers. I guess it's that time already. And I turned around and I said something.
I don't remember.
It was non-aggressive. It was very neutral. But he never made another comment.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a bad tone to start our first town experience in.
Yeah.
But after that, no other issues.
Except for Bishop, yeah.
Yeah.
Most people really welcomed us because what you learn is that hikers bring in a lot of money into these towns.
Most hikers are well off.
Yeah, that's what we started to learn in these towns, is that a lot of people have a stigma that we are these dirty, poor, homeless people. And I'm like, you start to learn the people you're meeting are like engineers, they're IT, they're like, they've done stuff with their lives and they're very intelligent and they have saved up to do this and they're taking time off of work or they're retired. And these people are very intelligent that you meet on trail. They're not just some, fly by the seat of their pants, homeless people that are dirty and poor. And so a lot of these people spend a lot of money in towns for showers and for food and for lodging.
Yeah. A lot of the reasons why, I don't want to speak for everyone, but for us, one of the big reasons that we did this hike was because we wanted to get out and separate from the stress of our jobs and from the stress of the normal cotton world. So if that gives you any idea about other people, a lot of the hikers are out there to disconnect because they've been connected and so stressed out by their job and by other intricacies of normal life. So, I mean, they've been playing their part, saving up, and that's why they're out there.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to save up a lot for something like this.
You do.
You do.
You
But
do.
I think that, do you want to talk about our 0 day?
I want to talk about that night of your birthday.
Oh my gosh. And Julian.
Yeah.
Oh yes. No, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Well, so we just got into Julian. We went to the brewery. We had that experience. We checked into our Airbnb, which is all of like 400 square feet,
Yes,
but it's got a
teeny tiny.
shower.
Yeah.
Which is very important. And so there's no washer dryer, so we have to get stuff to hand wash our clothes in the sink and then hang on the back deck.
Yeah.
Took me I think you did that the next day or that day.
I don't even remember.
But that night, so we had seen a few other folks in town that we knew, like Optimist and Deuces.
Yeah.
And we stopped by like 2 Foot Adventures to see what they had, but we didn't really do any big resupply or gear purchases.
And then April and Kurt, didn't they text us, or April texted us and was like, we're in town now. And we're like, whoa, apparently they did like a 20-mile day into town.
They were thirsty for town, baby.
They were thirsty for town. And they're like, hey, do you guys want to meet up at a brewery? I was like, oh, this sounds perfect.
Yep. But that night we did not, because you and I wanted to celebrate you kind of romantically for your birthday.
Oh, that's right. So we found an Italian restaurant.
And I had called and made reservations, and we definitely didn't need reservations.
No,
but it was only half full.
Yeah, it was half full. It was adorable. It was a really cute place. And we're like, yay, I can stuff my face with Italian food, because we've done like, 5 days on the trail, burn calories. So I'm like, let's go.
You were about to carb load.
I was going to carb load. I was so excited.
So
and then
we get in there and we start to feel kind of tired and exhausted. We order a glass of wine and like a little appetizer. I think it was bruschetta or something.
Yeah, and then we ordered our entrees.
But before the entrees actually get there, we both fall asleep at the table.
Literally fall asleep. Like Wesley's eyes, like he's sitting up and his eyes have closed. I'm like, baby. And then my eyes start closing. And by the time she brought the entrees, literally both of our eyes, like I can't keep my eyes open.
We look high. Our eyes are bloodshot. We can't even hold a conversation.
And so I'm like, is there any way we could get our meals to go? Because we're so tired.
Yep.
So they did. They put them in like to-go boxes. We barely ate that night.
That was a real romantic birthday dinner.
Yeah, we couldn't. It was funny. I think it's hilarious.
And what was even better is that we took all of our food to go. We go back to our little cute Airbnb rental, and we still pull our sleeping bags out to cover us that night.
Yeah.
We sure did.
We did. And we didn't have sex that night, didn't we?
Oh no. We were too tired.
We were out.
We woke up the next morning and did.
Yeah. But like we were done that night. We were so tired. We barely ate anything.
No, we pretty much just had wine and the appetizer. And that was it.
So sad.
But we woke up the next morning. You stay in bed while I go to get breakfast. That was the first thing that happened.
Yeah, you went to get us breakfast.
Pancakes and everything. And I come back and you've already been washing clothes at that point.
Oh, with that one, yeah.
Yeah, with like the sink Tide drops or whatever.
We took a 0 day that day, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was our first 0 day in town. And that's when we first learned that a 0 day does not mean a rest day, per se.
It means getting all your chores done.
0 day equals chore day.
And Deuces and Optimus had nowhere to stay. So they actually crashed in our yard. We asked the owners if they could. There was like a big yard in front of our tiny home. And so they crashed they just like pitched their tents in our yard. Yeah. It was really funny.
There physically wasn't enough space to let them sleep inside of our room.
Yeah. And well, also I wanted privacy. So yes. I wouldn't even let them sleep in our little Airbnb, even if we had.
You wanted birthday sex.
Yeah. So yeah. I wanted to walk around naked.
And that is what happened.
And you can't really do that
with other people in there.
Yeah. But even on trail, you can't really, it's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah. It's hard being a married couple on trail. You got to get creative.
We need to make an episode about.
We will.
All this. Yeah.
Being a married couple and sex and intimacy.
Yeah. Intimacy.
Oh, we will. Don't worry. Stay tuned. So then that's when April and Kurt, didn't they reach out to us that day? And they're like, we did a 20-mile day in, you guys.
And they really wanted to go grab a beer.
They wanted beer.
And we all ended up going to the Nickel Brewing Company that night.
Another brewery there.
But first, we went to 2 Foot and grabbed some gear. We did our food resupply. We made sure all of our clothes were hung and dried on the back patio. And so we went to Nickel, which is like a half-mile walk out of town. It wasn't close.
No, we had to walk there.
But it was worth it.
Yeah, it was worth it.
So we go there and we're hanging out with Deuces, Optimus, Six Pack, and ROY G. Was anyone else?
I don't think so.
I think that was it. We're all just sitting outside drinking beer. It starts to get dark and cold, so we go inside. And how does this...
We close this place down.
How does your naming come about?
Well, they were kind of talking about how... So I was briefing everybody on why you needed an ice axe in the Sierras.
Yeah.
And also in Sand Jack. Crampons or micro spikes, because some of these people actually didn't even have an ice axe yet.
San Jack is the San Jacintos.
Yes, and for those of you who don't know, San Jacinto normally in March is covered in snow. So when you do that, and it's also straight shots down, like they are straight shoots.
Yeah.
On that entire ledge, there's a lot, like miles of just hiking on ledges where it's still snow covered and you can absolutely fall, like slip and fall pretty easily.
There's some precipitous drops.
Yeah. And there was a hiker who did not, his name was Microsoft in 2020, I believe.
I think it was 2020. Yeah.
He was with his family and it had snowed the day before and he did not have micro spikes with him. And he did slip in that area and he fell and he passed away. So we really try to make people are very mindful of the fact that when you're in snow, it's not a joke. Like it's actually like you have to be safe and you have to have the gear to be safe with, because you just never know when something could happen. It's one step to potentially harming you. So I was being a mom on trail and I was like, you need an ice axe. You need at least micro spikes, period. Yeah. If you're here in March, this is what you need. And we had, some snow experience. We had done some mountaineering. We lived in Colorado. So we did a lot of hikes in the snow with avalanches and stuff. So we were, I wouldn't say we were experienced advanced level, but we were definitely in the intermediate level of snow experience. So I was very much like, guys, this is what we need to do. And I also had already planned out everything. So I was like, well, here's where your water sources are. Here's where campsites are.
Yeah.
So April and Deuces were joking about how everybody always comes back to me to get advice and like, what are we going to do kind of thing. And I don't remember, I guess it was Deuces who came up with it, but April was there with him. Deuces was
like, you're kind of like a base
camp. That's what it was. And then April's like, oh my gosh, you are a base camp. And so that's how it happened.
Yeah, and Deuces knighted you there inside of the brewery with one of the fire pokers.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Base camp of the PCT.
Yeah, so I became the base camp.
And I knighted April that night as well.
Yeah, we were joking about how much
she had on so much color.
She had a lot of color on.
And I'm like, what's a good name that has to do with color? And I'm like, ROY G BIV, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet.
Which apparently a lot of people didn't know what ROY G BIV was.
That was a great acronym for us in grade school.
Yeah, that was our grade school acronym for the colors of the rainbow.
ROY G BIV. And so she was knighted that night as well.
Yeah, and we called her ROY G for short.
ROY G.
But it was a really fun night. We literally closed that place down.
We did. It was great.
We drank a lot of beer. And Kurt hadn't gotten 6-pack yet. Had he?
Kurt was already 6-pack at that point.
Oh, he was? Yeah, so somebody named him that inside of that week?
I forget how he was named.
I don't remember. We weren't there. Yeah, we weren't there for it. But and Kurt was there. That was a lot of fun.
Kurt kept buying rounds for everybody.
Yeah. Whenever someone starts buying rounds, Lord. I'm like, well.
And I think you brought up a good point about Microsoft as well. It's extremely unfortunate what happened, but I think that his death did not happen in vain, because now every time anyone thinks of that specific ridge, they think about extreme safety, carrying all the equipment that they need. And I think that's largely in part due to what happened to him. So his memory still lives on with that.
Yeah. I think that's great.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, that was our week 1.
Yeah, our week 1, we got a total of 77.1 trail miles in. And our cumulative miles recorded were 79.56. So that's just all the extra little spur trails for water or stuff in the town that we hiked on top of the actual trail miles. So we carried our Garmin Phoenix watches with us to record all that.
Yeah, so you will learn very fast that we did not just hike 2,653 miles. That was just trail miles. We hiked a lot more than that.
Oh, yeah.
We had to get out of the trail to even get into a town. We would have to like hike to get water. There's just a multitude of things that accumulate over time that we are also going to add in here, like actual miles and trail miles, just to be clear. Yeah.
Well, do you want to do week 2 in this one or stop there?
I think we stop there.
Let's stop there.
Okay, well, everyone, thanks for listening.
Well, listen to our upcoming episodes for more on our actual story.
Yes.
And
stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
We hope you enjoyed it. And wherever you are, please give us reviews, leave comments, email us. We really want to know what you guys want to listen to, what you want to hear.
And if you listened to the most recent Fireside Chat with ROY G BIV, I threw crackling fire sound in the background. I really want to know what you think of that. Is it distracting? Does it add some like cute little thing to it? What do you think about the fire? Please let us know in the comments below.
We have different different thoughts for this. Wesley and I do. So we want to hear what you also think about it.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, this has been week 1 for Yeti Legs and
Basecamp. Well, everyone, we hope you're enjoying our podcast.
Yeti
walks into Basecamp. We're your hosts. I'm Basecamp.
And I'm Yeti Legs. If you enjoy this podcast, please let us know in the comments below. Or you can also shoot us an email to our podcast, yetiwalksintobasecamp@gmail.com. So it's just the name of our podcast, all together, all lowercase. We look forward to hearing from you. And if you do enjoy our episodes, please be sure to like and subscribe. If there are any pertinent links or other information that you're interested in from the episode, just find that in the show notes below.
Yes, and so also wanted to give a shout out and a thank you to Ryan G for our intro and Bradley Black for our outro.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. And as we like to say in the hiking community,
happy trails.